Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga Section. I'm here today to bring you the review for Fairy Tail Manga chapter 511. All this chapter is the start of rahkied versus Sting, and we do learn a bit more about Sting's magic. Not Sting's magic, rahkied's magic. He tells us that his magic works on three things: the sexual desires, uh, eating desires, hunger desires, and sleeping desires. And basically, what he does is make you feel these things. He makes you I had like a little saying for it, but he makes you a slave to these desires. And once you are feeling these things, like you're unable to do nothing. Like we've seen previously when he made everybody feel their last desire, everybody was just accustomed to their last. And in this chapter, we see him use hunger, and everybody was just so hungry. Sting and just everybody around that area was so hungry that they couldn't focus on anything else except for, and that was able to work on Sting for a little while, and then he's able to snap out of it. Don't really get how he snapped out of it, but hey ho, he snaps out of it, and then we get to hear him talking about this final desire, which he calls sleep, and he says he's able to put someone to sleep permanently so as well. So that's a quite he has a quite interesting magic, maybe a bit hats, maybe a little bit OP, just make someone like desire to sleep and then not waking up again. It's a bit much, but hey, we have that. So yeah, that explains his magic a little bit better. No, there was like a lot of questions about his magic when it was first introduced, so that describes his magic a little bit better. In the beginning of the chapter, we have that whole thing with Sting telling us about how it doesn't make sense that he smells like Natsu. And based on what rahkied was saying, I'm starting to think that rahkied was also created, but we do know that he has a mum, so I'm thinking maybe like, and his mum is hinted to be Mavis, so I'm thinking that maybe DNA was used from both Mavis and Zarif to create rahkied, like manufacture rahkied, and that's why he is known as Zarif's son. So yeah, we had the fight. Fight is starting off. Sting got in a few hits there. I'm happy to see that Rakita's not just overpowered just because Sting can eat light or white magic, whichever one you want to call it. And just at the end of the chapter, we have Rogue. He kind of steps back down and he's like, Sting, I know you're hungry. Eat the rest of my magic. And Sting becomes the white shadow dragon slayer, similar to when Rube did it when he came from the future as well. I mean, assuming it's the same powers, but obviously Sting is using them now. So that's how the chapter ended off. I'm afraid that the next chapter we're just gonna get a simple Sting is now overpowered, and then just one shot rahkied, and that'll be the fight done. I'm afraid of that. So, but I'm asking you guys, like, does it still count as a one shot if the person got hit earlier, because Sting actually did get in two hits in this chapter if I remember correctly. But if next chapter comes and he just one shots him, does that still count as a one shot? Either way, if that's what happens, it's gonna feel anticlimactic because there wasn't much to the fight, and rahkied hyped himself up because he said him, Lady Ellen, and August are a step above the other 12 Spraggan. So he's hyped himself up quite a bit more, and just to see it end like that, if that's how it does end, will be anticlimactic. But that's everything happened within this chapter. I'm gonna give it a 3-star rating because it was an average chapter. So like always guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, but most importantly, take care, have a nice day.